In the heart of Sonoma County, California, tucked away beneath the towering redwoods, lies a place that few have seen and fewer still understand. Bohemian Grove. 2,700 acres of secrecy, tradition, and power. Since 1878, the secluded forest has been the annual gathering spot for the world's most influential men, U.S. presidents, corporate magnates, military brass, and global policymakers. They call themselves the Bohemian Club. They claim it's just a retreat, time to relax, drink, perform plays, and leave the burdens of leadership behind. But for nearly a century and a half, rumors have persisted of drugs, of alcohol, of debauchery, of strange rituals, of decisions that shape the world, of masks, literal and metaphorical. The motto here is "Weaving spiders come not here." But what are they really weaving in the shadows of these ancient trees? In this episode, we peel back the branches and step inside the legend. So if you're ready, let's go explore. It began in 1878 with a group of journalists, artists, and writers. San Francisco Bohemians sought a break from the city and retreated into nature to celebrate art, music, and fraternity. They called it the Bohemian Club, but as decades passed by, the guest list changed, and by the early 20th century, artists had given way to aristocrats, bankers replaced poets, U.S. presidents dined beside CEOs, and the Grove evolved from a playground for dreamers into a sanctuary for the ruling class. Each July for over 100 years, the world's most powerful men have slipped into the shadows of these trees, with no reporters, no recordings, just rituals, revelry, and real influence. At the heart of the Grove's secrecy is a ritual few outside its circle have ever seen, the cremation of care. Held on the first night of the retreat, this ceremony features club members dressed in robes, carrying torches, and performing a theatrical exorcism. Before a towering stone owl, Moloch, the club's ancient mascot, they burn an effigy representing the burdens of the world, dull care. To them, it is symbolic, a letting go of stress, of responsibility. While the cremation of care is the most well-known ritual performed at Bohemian Grove, it's not the only one. Over the decades, other activities, ritualistic, theatrical, and symbolic, have occurred within the secretive Redwood Forest retreat. Like the hijinks. It's a full theatrical production written and performed by its members, dating back to the early 1900s. It's an elaborate, sometimes mythological or allegorical plays, often drawing on classical themes of Americana or satire. It celebrates the arts and fellowship, to express social or philosophical ideas under the guise of performance, and these are rehearsed for months and performed in the open-air Grove Theater with elaborate costumes, lighting, and music. And there's the low jinks, and this is a comedic counterpart to the high jinks. It's satirical, risque, bawdy, intended to lighten the mood, often parodies of political events, social trends, or even internal club culture. The low jinks are known for being over the top and reflect the less serious, more ruckus side of the Grove's entertainment. Then there are Grove Talks, the quasi-ritualized lectures. Not in the traditional sense, these talks are revered and follow a ceremonial format, such as delivered by world leaders, intellectuals, scientists, and cultural figures, often presented in the Redwood Cathedral-like outdoor setting, preceded by a formal hush, sometimes with introductory fanfare, sometimes included spiritual or philosophical framing, blending with the forest's ambiance. Attendees often describe a near spiritual atmosphere during some talks, especially those touching on existential or planetary themes. There's camping and gathering and toasts, held at night in smaller subcamps, each with its own personality. Involved in this is storytelling, drinking rituals or group toasts, sometimes impromptu performances and or musical jam sessions. Though informal, these are often repeated with tradition and respect akin to smaller ceremonies of camaraderie. Ritualized secrecy and fraternal symbolism such as the Owl of Bohemia. Latin phrases such as weaving spiders come not here. This is used to reinforce values of retreat from business. Initiation-like processes for new members or new camp attendees. Historical pageants. In the early 20th century, they occasionally staged historical or mythical pageants blending Native American imagery, which is now controversial, Roman or Greco themes, nature worship motifs. These faded in popularity, but laid the groundwork for the modern hijinks format. While the cremation of care is mostly overtly ritualistic performance, much of what happens at Bohemian Grove function as a ritual by tradition. Structured, repeated, symbolic acts that form a shared identity for its members. There's a strong emphasis on performance, secrecy, bonding, and psychological catharsis. Bohemian Grove isn't just a campfire retreat. It's a meeting place for the architects of empires. Corporate giants from oil to tech mingle in private encampments. Policy think tanks like the Manhattan Project had seeds whispered here. Coincidence or coordination? In a place where the world's most powerful go to unwind, what else is being shaped in the shadows? A lot of these people would call themselves Christian, so why are they partaking in pagan rituals? Seems strange. They say it's just tradition, just theater. But behind the pageantry, beneath the robes and the firelight, something about Bohemian Grove doesn't sit right. Is it simply a retreat for the elite? Are they actually sacrificing children? Or is this something older, deeper, and far more evil than what we want to think? I'll leave you with this footage here shot by Hidden Camera with Alex Jones. His full video is included in the description. And as always, I thank you for watching.
Somewhat of an angle. Something particularly pleasing was happening for the Bohemian Grovers with whatever developed with that crowd of men in black and brown and the bound body on the back of the buggy. They drove behind big black tarps they had hanging out of the trees. There was lots of smacking on lips of in bizarre enjoyment by the crowd. We still haven't made out exactly what was going on, but that a real sacrifice may have actually been developing according to some occult experts. All the time in the darkness across the small lake, the men in black were doing something behind the dark curtains hanging from the redwood trees. Then after about 10 more minutes of music, suddenly all around the owl, activity began. Here is the main central part of the ritual.
The owl is in his leafy temple. Let all within the grove be reverent before him. Lift up your heads, O ye trees, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting spires. For behold, here is Bohemia's shrine, and holy are the pillars of this house. Weaving spiders, come not near. Hail, Bohemians, with the ripple of waters, song of birds, such music as inspires the sinking soul, do we invite you into midsummer's joy. The sky above is blue, sown with stars. The forest floor is heaped with fragrant drift. The evening's cool kiss is yours. The campfires glow. The birth of rosy fingered dawn. Shake off your sorrows with the city's dust and cast to the winds the cares of life. Let memory bring back the well-loved names of gallant friends who knew and loved this grove. Dear boon companions of the long ago. Aye, let them join us in this ritual. Not a place be empty in our midst. O beauty's vassals, who hold in this gray autumn of the world her springtime in your heart, attend our tale. Gather, ye forest folk, and cast your spell over these mortals. Touch their world-blind eyes with fairy unbelief. Open their eyes of fancy. Blow all the memories of yesterday and seal the gates of sorrow. It is a dream, and yet not all a dream. Dull care and all of his works are but a dream. As vanished Babylon and goodly Tyre, so shall they also vanish. But the wilding rose blows on the broken battlements of Tyre, and walk rends the stones of Babylon. For beauty is eternal, and we bow to beauty everlasting. For lasting happiness, return to one alone, and she surrounds you now. Great nature, refuge of the weary heart, and only balm for breasts that have been bruised. Ye have cool hands for every favored brow, and gentlest silence for the troubled soul. The tonsils are most wide. She healeth well, having such ministries as calm and sleep. She is ever faithful. Other friends may fail, but seek ye her in any quiet place. Smiling, she will rise and give to you her kiss. So must ye come as children. Little children that believe nor ever doubt her beauty and her faith, nor deem her tenderness can change or die. Bohemians and priests, the desperate call of heavy hearts is answered. By the power of your fellowship, dull care is slain. His body has been brought yonder from the funeral pyre to the joyous pipings of a funeral march. Our funeral pyre awaits the corpse of care.
There we go.